What's going on, guys? This is Spock and welcome back to my channel. Playing a little search and destroy on the map Village, and I'm playing with a couple of my good friends, Court Graphic, Big Red Machines, and Pringles. Always a good time playing with these guys, never a dull moment. But tonight I think I especially had a good time, and I don't know why. We were kind of laid back and kind of just hanging out and chilling, you know, just having a good time, so maybe that's why. But I don't know. It was just a good time. Got a decent score. I want to say 8-1, 9-1, something like that. I can't remember exactly, but something in that ballpark. But I gotta warn you that I did have a couple of drinks tonight. I am an adult and it's Friday, so I had some adult beverages. But I just wanted to warn you because this commentary may or may not be entertaining, but I don't really care. It's already on my channel. I can't take it down now. It's already up, so, you know, too late. But I thought I'd take this opportunity to talk about the holidays. The holidays are coming up, which is exciting. I don't know how you feel about the holidays, but I'm excited about it. Christmas is coming up, or whatever you celebrate, Kwanzaa or Rosh Hashanah or whatever you celebrate. For me, it's Christmas, and I've got a week off of work, so that's exciting. I never really get too much time off of work, especially an extended time. I maybe take a day or two off, but for me to get a week off is pretty huge. I'm excited about that. I'm not looking forward to what I come back to. Always a lot of work when I come back after taking some time off, so I won't think about that until I get back. You know, I'm not going to let that stress me out. But I do have that, you know, hanging over my head during the whole time. But who cares? It's Christmas time, and it's time to be happy and stuff. So New Year's is coming up as well. I guess that's more of an adult holiday, so I don't know how you feel about that, but I always have a good time on New Year's. But I wanted to tell you guys a quick story about my New Year's last year, which was definitely the most memorable New Year's Eve I've ever had, you know, no question. Not necessarily a good thing because it was kind of a scary night, but let's get into the story. So it started off at my aunt and uncle's bar. My aunt and uncle owned this bar in Indianapolis. It's just a little hole in the wall. But we were hanging out with my family. It was my wife, my mom, my brother, my aunt, my uncle. Another one of my brothers was running the karaoke. So we were just having a good time. And the night was wrapping up. It was probably 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and we were talking about and thinking about going home when this old man, probably in his 50s or 60s, he comes running through the front door, and he's screaming, "They're after me, they're after me." So I take a look at the front door, and there are 2 younger men, probably in their 20s, just standing there at the door, basically encouraging this guy to come out and fight them. And it definitely was a big age difference. Would not have been a fair fight. It was, you know, like I said, it was one guy in his 60s versus these 2 guys in their 20s. So it was not a fair fight. And that's pretty much how I remember it starting. But at some point, all the regulars from the bar there, it's called the Butler, they made their way outside, and basically a brawl broke out. You know, it was probably 10 guys versus these 2 men that all they wanted was trouble, and that's what they got, was trouble. It got pretty crazy. At one point, my uncle, who is 80 years old, he was 79 at the time, got pushed to the ground. And that's pretty much when all the hell broke loose. The regulars know my uncle very well. He's a good guy, and they felt like they needed to defend him, and that's what they did. Now my uncle, he's not a punk or anything. Like I said, he was 79 at the time, but he's a pretty buff guy. He's pretty stocky, and he's not someone to mess around with. He does like 100 push-ups and 100 sit-ups every day, so he's definitely in shape. But they caught him off guard and knocked him to the ground, and that's pretty much when all the hell broke loose. I know at one point one of the regulars got pushed to the ground as well, and it busted his head open in the street. And I know blood was gushing out. He was out cold. That was one of the scariest moments of the night, having to carry him out of Washington Street, which is not just a regular street. This is a 4-lane, busy street. So it was a pretty scary moment at that very moment. But you know, that's pretty much how I remember it. I know at one point another regular, he was doing roundhouse kicks, and my mom had a hold of one of the guys and was ready to fight him as well. So it got pretty hectic, pretty tense at moments. But definitely a night that I'm going to remember probably for the rest of my life. It ended by the two guys eventually kind of retreated, but they only left for probably about 5 minutes and made their way back, which was a shock to me. They went into a house that was a couple doors down and came back out. I was fearful because I thought they may have went and got a weapon or something like a gun or a knife. Um, but apparently they didn't. They just came back for more for some reason. But at that moment, the police were already on their way, and my uncle was not having any of that. So he pulled out his pistol and basically told them at gunpoint that they weren't going anywhere until the police arrived. So they kind of ran their mouth for a little while, but they didn't they didn't go anywhere. The police finally showed up and forced them to the ground at gunpoint and took them into custody, took all our statements, and sent Jimmy, who was the guy who busted his head open, sent him to the hospital in an ambulance, and that pretty much capped off the night. So it was a pretty interesting night, as you could probably imagine. One of the scariest moments of my life. I definitely felt fearful for my life at that moment. I wish I would have done things that maybe a little bit different. Maybe, I don't know. I wouldn't want to relive it, but if I had to, I may step up a little more. It was 10 against 2, so I might have got a couple of cheap shots in on these guys. But like I said, I was fearful for my life and for my family's life, so I kind of stayed back and you know, just kind of, you know, stood my ground, I guess. But that's my story. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, I've Christmas time, I should have a couple of videos up. If I don't have videos up the week of Christmas, the first of the year, I should have some time to get some videos out, some gameplays and stuff like that. I got a couple projects that I want to work on in 2012, and that's pretty much it. I hope you guys have a happy and safe holidays and a happy new year if I don't talk to you guys, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.